All right. So Michaela Peterson, daughter of renowned scientist Jordan Peterson, has really backed Elon a lot on the, shall we say, brooming bangs for the first 15 seconds of the clip here. As you can see here, she, retweeting all these latest developments in this story that Elon Musk has been all over. This may explain why Labour Party in the UK isn't looking into the Pakistani assault gangs, as we'll say. She's retweeting Elon Musk here. Says, please call your member of parliament and tell them that the hundreds of thousands of little girls in Britain who were and still are being systematically, horrifically assaulted, we'll say, deserve some justice in this world. This is vitally important.
Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, or it will just keep happening. So she has really backed Elon on this all the way. And Candace Owens not really buying it. Candace Owens has a similar take on Elon's newfound obsession with this story as we do. Now, Russell did a whole kind of a deep dive into this on the Jimmy Dore show, so we encourage you to look up that video if you'd like to learn more about this. But Candace Owens questioning not only Elon's motivations for really focusing on this story right now, but more broadly asking questions, hey, why was this guy allowed to buy his way into the MAGA movement? So there's some video here. We'll take a look.
That he was going to rescue speech on X. I thought that he was going to rescue speech on X. Even that's up for debate now, given the H-1B visa debate. But I was never keen on him essentially buying a seat at the table, which is what he's done, because we don't know what Elon Musk believes. I am a Christian conservative. Elon Musk, of course, is going to be at odds with me and my beliefs because he wants to put brain chips in people's minds. He wants to go to Mars. These things conflict with me theologically. I think he's a transhumanist. What are his perspectives on marriage?
What is it? The Turin? What do they call it? The cloth of Turin? The sheet? The what is that? What it's called? It's not the cloth. The shroud of Turin.
You fucking Jew.
The cloth of Turin. I mean, it's something. Forget. The shroud of Turin's actually from Mars. It's actually from Mars. I don't know if you knew that, Candace, but they actually recovered that from Mars.
Okay. Well, this. I mean, since you paused it, things that make you go, what is it about going to Mars that conflicts with your Christian beliefs? Do they have their own Martian deity up there that's in conflict with
I don't know. You got a problem with Mars. The Shmata of Turin. That's
Like why? So is it all space exploration, or is it specifically that you have a grudge against Mars?
The napkin of Turin. Yeah, I don't know why Mars. I mean, I don't know. Is there something
we're going to encounter
blasphemous about Mars?
Religions?
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
He's had how many different women? I think he has up to 13 different children. What is Elon Musk's endgame? And we have not seen people interview him fairly. They're either incredibly hostile to him, like you saw with Don Lemon, or they're too friendly to him, and which they just see him as a superhero. And I would actually like to see someone sit down and flesh out what Elon Musk actually believes. What is his goal? What is he trying to contribute? Because I don't think you can say that you are a conservative if you are not ultimately trying to conserve the nuclear family unit. And I don't think that he's trying to do any of those things. And so we're now seeing that, okay, maybe this is about AI for him. Maybe this is about data collection for him. Maybe this is about him wanting to be the first person and getting a leg into federal governments so that he can do things that are on a larger scale in terms of artificial intelligence. I don't know the answer to that. And not knowing the answer to that made me uncomfortable when people did what we always speak against, which is essentially turn him into a celebrity, that worship him like he's Taylor Swift, and think that because he's got tons of money and bought X, that he's now suddenly allowed to direct us on politics. I just am not into celebrity worship culture.
Michaela, interestingly, Elon Musk began following you on X just 3 days ago. And that happened after you complained that you thought YouTube was trying to shadow ban your father Jordan's interview with Tommy Robinson, very controversial figure.
Okay, so just to give some context to that, Jordan Peterson interviewed the far-right figure Tommy Robinson. YouTube did not block that or censor that outright, but they did disable comments and shares. They made it harder to distribute that on a sort of grassroots level. Okay.
Over here in the UK. What did you think when Elon began following you?
I mean, I'm an Elon fan, so I kind of had a bit of a fangirl moment. And I'm not a fan of celebrity culture, like Candace said either. I don't usually follow that stuff, but I appreciate what Elon's doing. And I think it's totally fair if you're trying to give the world internet and doing what he's doing for the better of civilization, which I totally believe that he has a seat at the table. He's also brilliant. So maybe some people don't understand what they're doing, but maybe it's an IQ difference thing.
Well,
yeah.
okay. I mean, look, I think he's a genius, no question. But I also think he does seem to amplify to his own gigantic audience.
Just regarding Elon Musk shifting gears and even speaking about that issue, you are correct. Obviously, I follow UK politics to some degree because of who I'm married to. And I will tell you that it very much seemed to me like he was drudging up this issue because he was getting so much backlash on the H-1B visa. So I don't really know how sincere Elon Musk was when he weighed into that issue at all. Suddenly,
no one's not.
Do you mind if I finish my sentence, Michaela? You've just been talking.
We'll get to. I mean, how ridiculous can you be to say there's no way? There's no. Oh, that's ridiculous. As soon as he got on the wrong side of MAGA on the immigration issue, he just decided, let me dig up a story that's literally 10 years old and go on a relentless tweet storm about this. Oh, that's absurd. How absurd. How ridiculous. I mean, are you serious? Are you serious?
Yeah, and I really would like to be a fly on the wall at the meeting where they decided, Jordan's daughter, she's not much upstairs, but she's kind of hot. Let's have her go out and give her opinions on stuff.
Well, right. Well, that's the other thing. What qualifies
she's clearly not even all that bright. So why is she talking about these things? Why is she there? Who is she?
How dare you insult my daughter in that way?
Her and Meghan McCain should go to lunch.
Yeah, that would be a podcast, actually. There you go.
Talk about a fucking nepo baby.
Yeah, well, exactly. And the thing about it is they're such fangirls. I mean, I won't give away the punchline to this segment here, but what Candace Owens says is absolutely right. There is a sort of section of the internet and a section of MAGA that really gloms on to Elon. This is what you have to understand. At a certain echelon of this game, which is the influencer game, because a lot of people function as influencers, not as serious commentators. I never want to be an influencer. That's why we don't pick sides. Because
that's why we have no influence.
Yeah, that's why we have no influence, right? Once you do that, you're just an influencer. You're just a brand ambassador. Man. And that's what many of these people are. They're just brand ambassadors, more than commentators. And you have to be that much of a sellout to scoff with ridicule at the idea that Elon opportunistically raised this grooming gang issue. I mean, that's just the most obvious thing in the world. It couldn't be more obvious.
This is what I tried to tell some people, upsetting some of them about the experience I've had being backstage at these different events and interacting with a lot of these people. I'm not saying none of them believe what they're saying. What I will tell you is, with most of them, you're hearing part of what they think, the part that's useful to their career, and you're not hearing the rest. And I am telling you that backstage at these things, a lot of people are not talking about these issues. A lot of people are talking about their brand. A lot of people are talking about how long they've been in the business. A lot of them are talking about what platforms they're on and how they're building their audience. They talk shop. They talk the influencer business, which is what they're in. So yes, I'm sorry, but a lot of the people that you might think are, yeah, man, that person's the real deal. They're entertainment figures. So Michaela Peterson was like, my dorky Kermit the Frog father wound up a big guy in this scene. I might as well get in on some of that. What am I going to do? Work at Wendy's? What is she qualified for? Might as well cash in on that. I'm a good looking blonde. Might as well cash in just saying stuff.
Well, also, and if you're in that game, a relationship with Elon Musk could be career making. That could be worth millions of dollars. That's not an exaggeration. Relationships with these people who are at the top of the food chain in their sector of the space, whether it's Rogan or Tucker or Elon. I mean, these guys. Millions and millions of
dollars,
followers
man.
per platform. So you're talking about a relationship with them is worth big money. Now, she may not need the money. Her father's rich. She's probably set for life, but it's influence, it's fame. Elon following you, of course you're not going to cross Elon if he's following you. Of course you're going to back him on this transparently ridiculous Hail Mary to save face with the MAGA movement. Candace Owens has a pretty good comeback. Do you want me to play that? Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, go ahead.
To some degree because of who I'm married to. And I will tell you that it very much seemed to me like he was drudging up this issue because he was getting so much backlash on the H-1B visa. So I don't really know how sincere Elon Musk was when he weighed into that issue at all. Suddenly,
no one's not.
Do you mind if I finish my sentence, Michaela? You've just been talking for a long time. Do you mind if I there's not a time. There's not a time. Do you mind if I finish my sentence?
Another, it's hard to address them all.
Do you mind if I finish my sentence? I feel like I've let you speak.
I mean, a bit, but go ahead.
Everyone's speaking.
Go ahead.
You mind letting me finish my sentence?
Go ahead.
Thank you, Michaela. So what I was just going to say is it seemed very much to us that he was just trying to shift gears because basically he was trending for almost 2 weeks over the H-1B visa, and he was doubling down, tripling down, quadrupling down. And then suddenly he's just advising on UK politics. And like you said, this issue has been going on forever. It was extensively covered by the mainstream media. It was not brought up by Tommy Robinson. We can have a discussion about what's going on in the UK. That's great. I'm glad that he has spotlighted the issue. But you are correct that most Americans are not up to date on what's happening there. So it did seem like a random shift. And Michaela, I do have to say, you say that you're not into celebrity culture, but the way that you respond regarding Elon Musk is very much like a Swiftie. I mean, you haven't even heard what I have to say. You're defending everything he says and does to the point that all you do is issue ad hominem attacks. I mean, your first response back when we were speaking about Elon Musk is, well, it must be an IQ thing if people don't understand him. You keep just calling people stupid. People are racist. No, people are having a different opinion than Elon Musk. You don't have to have a higher IQ than Elon Musk to have a different opinion from him.
First of all, this whole notion that he's the super genius, I find to be kind of shoddy as well. But yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. Exactly right. You do sound like a Swiftie because that is the level of engagement. Right. And I feel like, there are a lot of rifts now in this MAGA movement. I mean, look, Trump rode a kind of a diverse coalition into power, right? Between the Bitcoin, between the RFK, between the Tulsi coalition, between the Elon coalition. None of those coalitions I just mentioned were really intrinsically MAGA. Those were people who he'd have had a very hard time winning over in the 2020 campaign, much less the 2016 campaign. So now you have this kind of, motley crew. Keeping them all together is going to be a bit difficult, and we're seeing one fault line here really emerge with the whole H-1B visa thing, where people are forced to pick a side. And then I don't want to jump the gun on this. We're going to get to this next with the Ian Carroll thing, but the Israel issue is going to be a major fault line too for those in the sort of Trump camp who are anti-Israel. Enjoy these next 8 days because past 8 days you're going to have to pick a side. Candace Owens, anti-Israel, pro-Trump. That's going to be kind of an untenable position in a little over a week. So enjoy this time while you have it, but it is interesting to see these fault lines show themselves and see who picks which side of it. I give Candace Owens credit for making her own way on this, both on the Israel issue and on the Elon issue. She's kind of carving out her space as someone who has, a voice. Like, you can't say she did either of those two things for convenience, right? The pro-Elon, pro-Israel line that's the easy way. And that's the way that Mikhaila Peterson has chosen. That's the way that a lot of MAGA has gone. And they're betting on Elon's relationship with Trump. staying on the up and up, which there's some reporting that we can't confirm as fact. We covered it a couple shows back that shows that that relationship might be more fraught than what meets the eye. So as the last days of the Biden administration count down and the Trump term 2 gets started, you're already seeing some tension there. They are not as united a front as they were in November. That's for sure.
Please clap.